My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Curse of the Dead Gods. I brought us in just before jumping into our save slot here to show off the little skull, what is put above slave slot 3, in order to indicate that we have completed the temple for the first time. Pardue whatever. Something name. It takes me a couple runs past any of these characters to really lock their names into my head, especially because they aren't shown on the screen during the boss fight. Now, what did we say we were going to be doing? Doing some of the events first? Are the events different in hard and not? 2 per room, 10 if victorious. These are the same events, but do they have better rewards because they're harder? No. So I imagine that these aren't even affected at all then. Interesting. Do I really want to start on the hubris and cruelty stuff first, or do I want to try and get another kill on the dead god? As much as I want to do the new content, I also do want to get a little bit more practice in the earlier stuff, so that I'm a little bit more confident going into the later. Let's actually do this, I think. Although, before we do that, let's have a look at our resources. We have the ability to get the next Divine Favor should we want, or we can upgrade 2 of our shrines here. Let's do that. Let's get another altar restored. And do I want... Ooh, 25% chance of offering very rare main hand weapons. Let's do that too. Then in the Forsaken Weaponry, we are looking for Ket Yatam. There we go. Expensive cursed weapon right there. Bloodstake, another expensive cursed weapon right there. The finishers throw the spear, piercing through all enemies. Obsidian Stiletto. Extra damage for each element that afflicts the enemy it hits. I don't really like the idea of swapping back and forth just to try and get the elemental stacks on an enemy. One of the big reasons I've been using the Scorpion Spear as much as I have been is because I just don't have many of the other spears unlocked. I've got literally none of the other ones actually unlocked at the moment. Charged attack hits 3 times instead of 2. Let's take the Windpipe Fury. Let's get that one in there. A whip with poison on. Kills make attacks deal critical damage for 3 seconds. Let's take the Bone Shard whip as well. I think that could be particularly interesting for us. We've got 20 left now. Do I want to save these in case I should happen to get rare other items? Yeah, actually, let's do that. Here's a new altar for us, just spawning. Has it got a very rare main hand weapon? Kind of. Wow, plus 20% if the secondary weapon is a shield, which it is. Negative 10% damage taken. That'll be out a lot of the time because I'm going to be using the steel tip talons. Sure, we'll take that. Have a look at these just in case. The main's a throwing weapon. No, it's not. Removes a corruption for each enemy killed, and it has plus 20% base damage if the secondary is a whip. And the whip has plus 20% base damage if the first is a mace. All right, we'll actually take that. Literally the reason I'm going to be taking that over the steel tip talons here is actually just trying to play a little bit away from my own addiction to the claws. I fight for the claws. Okay. I'm feeling like we go gold enemy, gold stats enemy. I say enemy, I mean champion. I'm very much hoping that this is not going... I mean, I either want it to be the Eagle Temple or I don't want it to be the Eagle Temple first, right? And I'm not entirely certain which. Because Eagle Temple later is more dangerous. Eagle Temple early on means I have less time to build up the resources that I intend to utilize. That is the reptilian hunger and such. So we're not doing a huge amount of early purchasing here, which is going to be a detriment to our perception. But we didn't really have a great path that got champions as well as got early enemies. Almost, buddy. Almost. Right, I forgot that I have a whip on my other hand. Some reason I... Well, it's all good. For some reason I thought that I had a shield. I guess because that was the other loadout I was debating going for. This is the Eagle Temple as well, by the way. So I guess regardless of how I wanted it to go, this is where we are at. Okay. Throwing on my main hand? No, definitely not going to be taking that. Maybe if our whip was the one that weakens enemies, I'd consider it. But it's not, so I won't. Savvy? Just stun you out of that so I don't have to deal with possibly losing my bonus while I wait for you. Perfect. It's a respectable greed stat. Plus 15 to poison attacks. I'm actually going to take the money instead on that one. Perfect. Do I really want to do this path? I mean, like, I'm hard committed to this. Grace of the Tempest. So we're going to be losing our stacks here as well, unfortunately. I might not take damage to the enemy, but I'm definitely not going to be engaged in combat commonly enough to keep up the greed stacks. Especially without a golden hourglass. Maybe with a golden hourglass I could do it. Still keeping it up. He's doing reasonably okay. Thanks to some perfect rolls there, but yeah, then we lose it. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm starting to be able to read the enemy's attacks a lot better. Yeah, if I have to jump back and forth over that one, I guess I will. Because sometimes they're just too close to a wall and you can't just give them the old loop-de-loop as I've just done there. 2, 3. I mean, I'd love to get the Grace of a Tempest from this fight, but I'm not going to count my chickens. Ever. I refuse to count chickens. Nice try. Not really got much stamina, so I'm not going to go for a full combo there. 10 there, though. No! Yeah. Well, there goes my Grace of a Tempest. I was going to be rolling back and forth, but the enemy was already shooting along the walls, so there was just no room for me. I would have had to direct their attack earlier if I wanted to avoid it. Please stop standing directly next to a wall constantly. It's really annoying. Makes position play with you very frustrating. Apparently the way to get the champion drop here, as I've mentioned, is if they are charging up that lightning attack or if they are currently using that lightning attack, killing them. But I guess I prevented them from continuing the attack, or maybe I just needed to get them a bit closer first. Plus 20% base damage for shields. I'll take the money there. Plus 20% on the crit. No, I'm also going to be taking the money there as well. That's kind of disappointing. That room actually ended up being really bad for us because it was just a room where I lost Grace of the Tempest. I lost my greed kill bonus. I got 2 weapons, which neither of them I wanted, so 125 gold. Actually, as it turns out, that room was way worse than just going to a normal room. That's really annoying. I was pretty sure that was a perfect roll right there, but okay. Get parried. Alright, so you miss out on, what, like 6 greed kills as a result of that, I think? summit in that realm. Not feeling great about our perception. Extra damage for pistols. I'm going to lower the corruption again. Kind of feels like I might just be treating the gain perception whenever you make a gold offering as just nothing? As a blank space? And doing some blood offering in this run, maybe? I guess the champion fight was also a full corruption clear, but I'm kind of handling my corruption effectively, so I really didn't need that. No single source of damage you take can exceed 15% of your max health. Well, I currently haven't gotten any extra constitution. I seldom get extra constitution, but I'm still going to take the negative corruption now. We are really handling our corruption. Slap him. Beautiful. This is also a hell of a lot of money to have early, so I really got to find somewhere to actually spend some of it, because my near future does not have that many spending opportunities. If I want to actually make use of the gold, I got to find a couple. Stun the enemy out of their summon pattern there, so I don't have to deal with any of those. We've already turned that down prior. Why break precedent? This one's definitely both. Gaining an extra 2 perception for having done so, and then I guess champion, then weapon, then upgrade. Start of the next floor, we can even go upgrade, time upgrade. Well, actually, both of the we can't get both of the champions in the next area anyway. Maybe I get Sunder of Fist of Doom from this fight and it makes it all worth it. I need to be thinking about the champions as not something that we need to go to. They don't provide the same kind of value as just thinking of a kind of analog system elites might in other games that have that kind of thing as a mechanic. They don't seem to give the same value, right? The expected value as a result is the removal of your corruption, the removal of a curse. So if you aren't purchasing things with corruption or gaining a bunch of curse for some reason, then their value decreases pretty significantly. And the one that makes them, I think it's Sashal's Treasures or something like that, the one that makes non-optional champions and bosses drop 5 pieces of equipment instead of 2 only works on non-optional ones, so you can't take it here as well. So yeah, maybe I need to be thinking about them as a way to provide value rather than a room into which I specifically want to path. I don't love having slow attacks against this enemy. Gotta make sure that I keep up some stamina. Whoa! Make that a perfect roll. That'll keep some stam. It's fine. I got my stamina back there as well. Now, the weapon drop condition for this enemy, if I remember... Ah! Nice work. That was too early on my side. Weapon drop condition for this enemy, if I remember correctly, is perfectly rolling through a fair few of their dash attacks. And I think I've already perfectly rolled through like 3. There's competing sources. That's another perfect roll right there. There's competing sources that say it's 3 or 5. So there's my 4th. That's really annoying. I left myself without enough stamina. Oh, that was bad on my part as well. I think that might be the first time in the series I've even been hit by that charge. Can you please stop doing specifically that attack? There's my 5th roll. Well, why let the first time be all lonely like that, right? Might as well follow it up with a second quite quickly thereafter. Can't short the distance on any of those rolls if we want to have a good time. There's another one just for safety's sake. Perfect. Yeah, this is a very roll-heavy boss, not very parry-heavy. I imagine that might have been part of the design. Specificity. Plus 20% for heavy. Plus 15 in darkness. I'll take the plus 15 damage in darkness. I'm going to offer that one for the max HP. Just because I really don't intend to suddenly pick up a heavy weapon late. I say late. We are in the first area. It's also entirely possible I end up going with a heavy weapon, but then I'll hope to find a better modifier than 20%. Okay. Make sure I get my stamina back before I go into the new room. Let's fight in darkness wherever is available for us to do so. I'm trying to get out individual ranged enemies. Hup! Nice try. Trying to just take out the individual ranged enemies to simplify the hell of the rest of the fight. Ooh. Nice try. Ooh, ooh. Spicy room. Get him. Really gave me a great opportunity to use the charge attack of the mace there. Seldom get that opportunity. Speaking of the mace, plus 20% if the secondary weapon is a shield. It's not currently, but it could be in the future. It's one level higher than our current weapon, 20% on the critical damage, but 20% on critical damage on a weapon that always has a crit on its finisher. Also not bad. Weighted blades, interesting. It's worth noting, if I change away from a mace, I am downgrading the whip as well. Weighted blades, projectile damage increases based on the distance before impact, up to 50% extra, another 30% extra on top of that for the elites, champions, and bosses we should fight with it. And 20% extra damage on the first shot against an uninjured enemy. Although, because it's a small damage amount, that plus 20% for only one shot is quite small. Obviously, a heavy weapon that gets plus 20% for its first hit is pretty ridiculous. Because that hit can be the only hit that you need to do. I might reroll once or twice here. A shield. After you parry, your main weapon deals critical damage for 2 seconds, plus 10% to your base damage. Another plus 20% base damage if the main weapon is also a claw, deals critical damage when stamina is depleted. Although there's Whispering Aegis, actually, that also has a lot of those modifiers on it, but it has a chance to trigger a parry automatically, and it has offhand combos deal critical damage. So I've been trying to use the offhand combos more commonly recently. I know. I'm trying. I do have a long backlog, by the way, with this game at the moment. I tried not to have a huge backlog with this game, but I want to play this game a lot. So, whoops. So I am trying to respond to the increasing, at the moment, in real media time. I'm trying to respond to, at the moment, the people asking for more offhand combos. So I've been trying to utilize them a little bit more with some of the other weapons. I still need to utilize them more with the pistol and with the shield. I seldom use them with the shield. This might be a great opportunity to do so. You know what? It is. It's an excellent opportunity to do so. So. Huh? There you go. So it's like a quick bash. Okay, so it's literally a stand your ground, bash the enemy kind of situation. Got it. There's another trigger of the Grace of the Tempest for us right there. I may actually end up... In fact, if I am going to upgrade anything, it is almost certainly going to be the shields. It's very important I keep this greed kill counter alive at the moment, though. As long as we get the annoying enemy down really quick there. Uh-oh. This enemy is still annoying and alive. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. I did want that to just suddenly get the archer as well. We managed to. Perfection. Oh, that was a good room right there. All right. The upgrade, plus 30% against burning enemies. No. Obviously just an increase in damage, but if I do intend to use the offhand work of that, then it's pretty good. Slaver's Mace gets the 2nd level. Yeah. Offering golds, upgrading the Whispering Aegis. Also 2 extra points of perception there. I'd like to try and parry this boss a little bit as well. It's the first boss. I have decent HP. Let's try and do it. I was talking recently about wanting to get better at parrying specifically this boss because I think it's going to be very effective against them. There we go. I parried their riposte there. Okay, so when they're doing their 3-strike, don't parry the first hit. They will just continue attacking. You can parry their ranged attack. I'll try and focus on parrying their parry a lot better. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so it's the giant wind-up tells you the 3 is going to come in, and that's when you can't do the parry. Yeah, that was my bad. Did it too early. Okay, I tried to parry the final hit on that one. Did not work out in my favor. Yeah, parrying when the enemy tries to parry you back is actually really good here. And not that hard, but shields do increase our parrying window, so I might be having more ease with it than is typical. Again, giant wind-up. I've got to remember, that's the one that I have to roll out of the way of. Okay. Here we go. Managed to make our way out of that. Try and get away from any of these lightning spawners. Okay, yep. Tracking on that one is very strong as well. Got to keep remembering that. I'm definitely taking more hits here than I think I otherwise would. If I was... excuse me. If I wasn't trying to parry. If I wasn't trying to specifically learn a bit in that. Whoa, okay, that one was an automatic parry. I actually didn't expect the enemy to hit us there. It's the 2nd automatic parry so far this fight. All of the rest of them have been all me, baby. Excuse me? Okay, that one was automatic as well. Hey, stop healing! That positioning of the enemy there was really annoying. They just got a bunch of HP back. I just couldn't get anywhere near them. Long wind-up attack. Ryan. I actually may end up dying in this fight for the hubris of attempting to parry the enemy. So you can parry the first one and then try and get out of the way. Stop! Stop positioning yourself in the middle of the storm! I can't hit you when you're there! Okay, my life has now actually been saved by an automatic parry there. I tried to parry the final hit on that because I've never done it before. Yeah, there we go. We just got sliced and diced. Okay. So I didn't use any of the offhand combos. The thing I was trying to do, I didn't do. However, I did get some good experience in trying to parry specifically that boss. And these are the kinds of things that I'm going to want a little bit more experience in before we go and try and do it on the hardest difficulty available to us. So, you know what? We might just go in again. Plus 20% if the main weapon's a sword. That's not that bad. Chance to inflict lightning. Extra if the secondary is a weapon. Pistol, but it's not. Ooh, plus 1% base per point of perception. Gains a corruption per enemy killed. Yeah, I'm going to be taking that then. Do I have anything here that I want to unlock or can unlock at the moment? You know what? No, I will be running with those, I think, for the moment. I like the stats. I'm also going to try and treat this as another learning one. And I guess basically what I'm saying is I'm trying to treat it as a learning affair, is I'm going to do things I typically wouldn't that may not necessarily result in a win, but will result in increased knowledge about the game. I'm going to try and parry enemies I haven't parried before. I'm going to try and use offhand parries, offhand combos, excuse me. I can't even say their name! Offhand combos that I've never used before. I'm going to try and do all of that jazz. Let's turn the light on here. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't have any combo to keep up before I kill any enemy for the first time. Well, hey, I've got a pistol and I don't use offhand pistols often, so why not do that? I mean, the obvious reason right now is because the finishes of my Slaver's Mace actually deal critical damage, so I want to try and do the finisher with my main hand weapon as often as possible. So the offhand combo is going to remove my ability to do that. But psh, that's bringing logic into it. Why do we care about that? Alright. Feathered Spear is also actually really good. Quite happy to have it. Especially in situations right here, where there is a pit of poison in the middle of the map that I'm going to want to avoid. Oh, no! No! That's... Actually, hang on. That's a heavy weapon, isn't it? Yeah! So it costs me trashing this weapon, but I wasn't going to trash that weapon anyway, because it gives us no benefit to do so. And then I do that, and then... Thump! Get a bunch of greed kills, get a chest even. Oh, it's Christmas. I'll take Sashal's Pendant there, just for 3 perception. Early on, roll into a little bit of extra gold. Do I want the spear back? No, I'm going to keep the heavy weapon here, I think, actually. Gold offerings remove 5 corruption, also gives us 3 perception. Yep. It also gives us another 2 perception for having purchased it. And if I can keep up the greed kills in this next room, we may be able to purchase another relic. Get another set of perception. Okay. Hup. You got me with that one too many times before, game. Fool me once, twice, 3 times, etc. And I'm a fool. Pretty sure that's how that one goes. Got him. Thump. Have a good thump to open a fight. Plus 3% damage per point of constitution. No, thank you. I still do want to try and secure as many of these kills as possible with the Slaver's Mace for the corruption reduction. Just in case I don't opt to go for the champion, it is entirely possible I opt instead to just go for a bunch of normal rooms. I say possible, I mean likely. Nope. Okay. Hey, there we go. We can't afford the middle one, unfortunately, but we can just get... Ooh. Perfect dodges restore 1 more stamina is very powerful. I could take that, and then I could cut across to the left in order to get a curse removal. Perfect dodges restore one more. That is... Oh, it's so good for the way that I play. Yeah, I'm taking it. I'm taking it. Alright, what's our curse? I may actually just want to keep it as well. Maximum stamina is reduced by 1. Killing an enemy with any weapon restores 2 stamina points instead of 1. I'm going to be happy to get this one gone. But we are very... Like, as long as we are correctly... as long as we're correctly, perfectly rolling and killing enemies at a reasonable rate, although given the weapon set that I have at the moment, I'm not certain that is going to be the case, we are going to have no stamina problems. But preconditionally having no stamina problems is not where you want to be. Plus 33 to all healing effects. I mean, I get no benefit for trashing that right now, so I may as well not. I may take that shield. Literally just to have extra parrying frames. Yeah. Again, it's a case of trashing that wouldn't have given us anything. If it would have given us anything, I may have actually trashed it. May actually have committed to doing it there. Alright, and then this has nothing behind it, but you thought you could hide from me, Gold, but I'm on the hunt. It's too important for me to let you hide like that. 1, 2, finisher. 1, 2, finisher. Hell yeah, just cut through him. I love knowing when my crit's about to turn up. Really helps you be quite aggressive with it all. So now we lose this in the Tempest fight here. That's okay. Although with the Flaming Shield, I have the ability to try and get Ketyatam. Every time I try and get Ketyatam, I take my first hit in the fight though, so... we'll see. I'm trying to perfect roll over the hits to try and keep the greed counter, but it's gone. It's gone. I would have really liked to have the spear in this fight. This would have been kind of ideal. Really can't find many great opportunities here to get damage in, unfortunately. This is where I should be using my offhand combo, right? Yeah. All right, let's try and do that next time I have the ability to go in. Although this one isn't going to be critting. It's also a giant knockback. Is that good? If we put them too far from the center, they'll just teleport back there. I mean, putting them out of position like that can be pretty good, I guess. Although it really depends on where the rest of the attacks are. The attacks, I say. The mines on the ground. No, I think I do want the finisher damage. Because the finisher damage also knocks them back pretty considerably. Just recognizing that a lot of the skulls to the south were gonna ruin my ability to dodge in that area. Thankfully, they're already destroyed. That's why I'm intentionally destroying them when she puts the 5 around me. I'm trying to open up the ability for me to dodge backwards. Oh, that was a bit dodgy. Remember when I said as soon as I try and light them on fire, that's when I take my first damage? Almost happened to us there, but I realized just as it was happening that it was about to happen. Get your Tom? Hey, we actually got Get Your Tom. Okay, have some good modifiers on A. We could try and use that. 3% per point of constitution. No, thank you. 1 perception for turning this down. Well, that's the easiest choice I've ever made then. Let's take both of those. And then what is this? Remove a curse. Plus 40% base damage per cursed relic carried. Negative 30% damage whilst in the light. Remove a curse would just remove all of our corruption right now, right? I could upgrade this. I could even upgrade it next floor. It's actually a pretty good path for upgrading it next floor as well. I don't have any cursed relics, but I could try and get some. We still have a decent amount of rerolls available to us. Fine. I don't want to just abandon Get Your Tom like that. I've wanted it so badly for so long. And this one actually seems pretty usable. That was so... What? So if you've ever seen Dark Souls speedruns before, you'll be familiar with the idea of a stored roll. It's literally just an input that is being stored back when or at least I think this is what it is. An input that's being stored back when an action was possible to take, but it's no longer possible to take. And then as soon as it's possible to take that action again, the game is like, oh, I have a queued roll. I will now roll. It kind of did that to me just then. I could have had a really good greed counter in this room. My attempts to specifically incorporate Get Your Tom screwed that up. Speaking thereof, though. Let's give our gold to upgrade Get Your Tom. Took a lot of gold to do that. If I go into this champion room, I get a curse and then I instantly remove it. Okay. Destroying an enemy has a chance of triggering an earthquake. That's fine. I will probably try and parry in this fight as well. I'll I'll treat this as another learning fight. That was way too early. It's a lot of wind up on that. Not much wind up on that one. So go wide. So if they go wide, there's a not much wind up. If they go directly back, there is a huge amount of wind up. Got it. And then get away from this. I don't want to try and parry those attacks, though. 1, 2, 3. There you go. That's really bad as well. Okay, you know what? I will parry you while you're poisoned if you're going to be that up close and personal about it all. Yeah, exactly. See how you like it. I say, as though the enemy has parried me. Yeah. Cop that. Okay, so I know how to parry this boss. That's good. That's good. Missed out on Grace of the Tempest, but got a bunch of berries off on them. Pretty happy about that. Plus 50% to fire attacks, or 1 dex. Ooh, heal 18% of the gold offering amount. Yeah, we definitely take that. That is... I'll also take the dex there instead of the plus to fire attacks because I don't really intend to use my shield for too much longer. We'll probably try and find a different offhand weapon in the next area. That is to say, a higher level offhand weapon in the next area. What? The middle of it? Hang on. 1? Charge attack. The middle of a combo can be a charged attack. Hang on. The start of a combo can be a charged attack. What the hell? 1, 2. Okay, yeah, but the final can't. I did not know that. That is going to be transformative to the way that I use some weapons. I might have accidentally utilized that before, but I definitely didn't know it in my heart of hearts. But now I do. Ooh. I'll definitely transmute that into HP, thank you. Then jump out this. What? Fooled ya. We're going back here in order to get the chest. Definitely take the dex on that too. Charge attack weakened enemies as well as 30% extra against elite champions and bosses is not bad, though. It's really not bad. Its AoE gives me an offhand. Its offhand gives me AoE. Wow. Yeah, I'm taking it. Charge attack weakens enemies is also just really good. It's part of the screw this enemy in particular build. No one else about. No one takes issue with that. All right, stat. I need some stats. Stat. Lest I not be able to trounce this upcoming boss. This is one of the better reasons to have some more AoE. Yaan would be hilarious if I could get a good shot in this fight, but I imagine I won't be able to get too many great Yaans. Actually, can I open the fight while here? No, the enemy is intangible. Oh yes, the famously ethereal boss of the Serpent Dungeon. The relic that I have that is increasing stamina restoration for each perfect roll, that is a solid amount of the reason that I have no mana problems in this fight. Energy problems. See what I mean? I can kind of just keep going as aggressive as I would like. Oh, thank you for killing your own summon there. Much appreciated. Ah. Didn't think you were instantly gonna whap the old arm up there. Okay, perfect. Really just giving us the stamina to do this. Thank you. Whew. Making it pretty efficient here. I mean, I do need to kill the chumps, right? Otherwise, the boss heals off of them, if I recall correctly. Is that worthwhile? I don't know. Didn't necessarily seem it. Remember when I said the whip was going to give us AoE and then I never used it in this fight? Yeah, that was fun. Maybe I'm super overrating Yaan just because it's kind of fun. Maybe. It seems so hard to utilize it super effectively. Alright, what do you got? 8% of max health when you walk through a door, but I get 2 perception for turning it down. +1 level on main weapon. That definitely comes along. Plus 33% to all healing effects, and this is 24% on gold offering. We don't need any other anti-attrition. We take the perception for that. I want to take this path. Right, we upgrade Ket Yatam, we cut across to the left, we get a weapon. Then we're just gunning down the line of a bunch of gold offerings as well, by the way. So this is going to be heavily anti-attrition. A little bit of anti-corruption attrition even. Although that doesn't really seem to be catching up to us. Ah, it's the Jaguar Temple. Nice. Glad to see it. Yeah, I don't like that I can't roll through that. The fact that the game just has some things that you can't roll through and most things you can, that inconsistency is a little frustrating, I'll admit. I do just need to learn it by rote, and I will do, but I think I'm allowed to have a complaint. Excuse me? What the... You... all suck. Did you see that giant network of BS happening at the very start there? Ugh. Alright. Managed to fix it up by the end, but unfortunately did lose our bonus. Also can't pay for Ket Yatam's upgrade here without blood. I guess I'm going to use blood then. Now, I might be still saying, like, I don't know about Ket Yatam, but we're about to go for a weapon, and then afterwards we have 2 relics. And if I need to pay for those relics with blood in order to get a cursed relic, I'll try it. Gold disappears on the ground after a short time. Cool. Cool. Uh-oh. It's also worth noting my main hand weapon is not good damage for us right now. Yeah, I just have to lose my bonus there because you have to dodge away from the baby and the baby's annoying. Thankfully, I remembered that this enemy has multi-hit. Also, you know what? Screw it. I'm just getting away from y'all. There you go. I'm just going to need a better main hand weapon if I actually want to be able to keep up my greed kills now. So, good thing we are in a weapon room. Plus 6 dex. Yeah, that's definitely coming along for the ride. 8% max health is fine, but I am about to full heal, basically. Probably over Sashal's Pendant. Sure, we'll do that first, then... Plus 1% base damage per point of perception. Removes a corruption for each enemy killed. Max health increased for each enemy killed. Fire attacks on its perfect shots and its offhand combo. No, I think I still need a main hand weapon. Claw of Evisceration scales with the Constitution, deals critical damage to enemies under a certain threshold of health. Not awful, actually, but I still think I'm going to reroll. Weighted Blades, throwing... extra damage to the secondary weapon's pistol. It's not. Deals critical when stamina is depleted. I'm not commonly going to want to use it in that circumstance. Yikes. The other 2 are pistols as well. 1% main. Gosh, I'm using a lot of my rerolls right now. I'm not comfortable with it, but I'm really not comfortable with the items I'm seeing yet either. Charge stack weakens enemies. I mean, this is not a bad upgrade. This is quite good. God, do I just deal with having a bad main hand weapon for a while? I guess. I can't afford to throw all of my rerolls right now because I'm looking for specific kinds of relics from relic stores. Do I have? I think I have. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that limits my access to cursed weapons, cursed relics at this point, right? I mean, this is the perfect room for Ket Yatam to show itself off. Extra damage for daggers. Guess I'll take the HP on that one. Alright. No enemy down here, but there was some blinding greed. Speaking of blinding greed, I thought there was actually going to be more gold on the other side, and I was going to be able to collect that. Evidently, no. I mean, you got to hand it to Ket Yatam. Not many weapons would open that fight that effectively. Although I have invested 2 upgrades so far into Ket Yatam. So, you know, a lot of weapons would do pretty well with a couple upgrades like that. Yeah, I had to stray away from getting that final one just because I thought if I was going to roll into it, I was likely also going to roll into the path of the fireball afterwards. None of these seem relevant to us. Reroll. Single source of damage can exceed 10% of max HP, gain 100% of damage taken in gold. I'm going to reroll again. I'm still looking for cursed relics, but it feels like I'm unlikely to find one now. Final reroll. Plus 45% damage against weakened enemies is not bad. I'm going to take that over the healing amount. So we've got to offer blood here. Hopefully we have enough money in order to buy the relic in the next area. What's it? 2,700 I'm going to have. That's not exceedingly unlikely. Bloodlust. Ooh, okay, now it is exceedingly unlikely because I am on Bloodlust stacks rather than Greed Kill stacks. So, wah. Well, what do you got for us? Plus 20% damage on maces, 170 gold otherwise. I'll take 170 gold otherwise because, you know, gotta get gold where I can get it right now. Yeah, interesting. So there is a room behind that. I thought there was, but I didn't think there could be anything in it. And as it turns out, there is a room there, but there can't be anything in it. So I guess I'm pleased. Alchemist's Fire Stick. Over the barbed whip I just picked up. No, thank you. Torturing. I'll take the negative air corruption on that one, definitely. So we have 2 curses active at the moment, right? It is the Blinding Greed and the Bloodlust, of course. Waited for that enemy to make an attack so I could get out of the way. Charge up my own in response. Get him, Ket Yatam. Really? Seems like very little damage for Ket Yatam. I guess it was an elite. Still. Yeah, we're not going to be able to purchase any of these legitimately. +1 level on your 2-handed weapon, though. My God. I think I actually need that. Oh. Oh, God. It's fine. I'm about to clear some of my curse, but I need to stop buying things with corruption, like, right now. And maybe stop forever. Lose as much gold as you take damage. Health loss is reduced by 25%. Pretty good. As long as I still don't take any damage. In which case it has no effect. Excuse me? That sucks. Yeah, that enemy was just not knocked back at all by all of the stuff that flew at them. And so they just stayed there and hit me. Rude. Plus 20% base damage for heavy weapons. God, do I take that and try and just focus around using Ket Yatam? Because Ket Yatam is heavy. Right? Screw it, we're doing it. I know that 6 dex there was actually also 12% damage on all weapons, but that's all weapons, not just heavy weapons. It's not a good Ketyatam. What do you got down here for us? Some blinding gold trap. Thank you muchly. Thankfully, I have a heavy weapon, so I can actually pick these up. Yeah, you know what? This is just the Ketyatam build. We're doing it. 6 perception. I'll be taking the HP on that one instead, thank you. I kind of just want Cursed Relics, that's it. Oh, that's annoying. I got misled by the blinding greed. Alright. This boss is going to be a weird one to be fighting with Ketyatam, but we won't use it the entire time, definitely. Still use it sometimes, though. Although, wait, I should try and parry this enemy, I think. Yeah, I'm trying to parry so that I can try and get the weapon drop here. Come on. That seems like that did a lot of damage to the enemy's next phase, too. That... Maybe Ketyatam is great. It does negative damage in the light, though, so I won't use it against this enemy. I parried this enemy at least 3 times, though. Just knock him into the next district over. I have to get rid of Bloodlust. I need my money, thank you. Okay, so we did not get it this time. Feathered Spear. Do I take that over Ketyatam? What did you think about that for no time at all? And then trash both of these weapons. Got 3 decks out of it at least. As well as the curse removal, I guess that matters. Still do like using the mace a little bit. Because it still has the corruption removal on the mace. Speaking of corruption removal, we are going to trash the Blazing Blade here, I believe. Yes. And in terms of weapons, Bone Shard Whip? No. Nope. God, do I take no weapon there, or do I buy the lowest tier weapon? Well, my gold offerings at the moment exclusively give me 2 perception. So would I pay 720 for 2 perception right now? Probably not. So that means I should just advance then. It's going to be weird trying to use this weapon against this boss. Flamethrowers automatically activate if you stand in front of them. There aren't flamethrowers on this map, are there? The whole ground is a flamethrower. Doesn't throw it very far, it just heats. I guess by my own definition, an induction stove would be a... Ah! I'll tell you why that happened is because I was trying to use Ketyatam. Yeah, maybe that's my opportunity to use Ketyatam, you know? Wait for the enemy to get a bit far. Or just knock them away with it, maybe. Excuse me? I charged that attack. I charged it myself. I saw to it personally. Also, if the enemy's on fire when I hit them with the dark weapon, they become weakened as well. Giving us the ability to utilize the extra damage from our relic that does more damage to weakened enemies. It deleted their projectiles. What? Oh my god, Ketyatan just ruined them. Oh. Oh my good gosh. I guess I get rid of Auric Malediction. We get another curse here as well. 620. Oh my god, this is probably our upgrade. It's level 4. Each greed kill removes a corruption. I mean, that's nice, but it's really hard to justify changing any of mine currently, and also very easy to justify just picking up the dex there. Yeah, I'll take the Blazing Blade. Blazing Blade has also got the ability to set up the enemy with some fire on them so that then I can hit them with the other attack. It makes sense. Gold champion stat champion upgrade? Okay. I'm trying to make sure that if I end up with like really bad curse right now, I can remove it quite quickly. Quite easily, rather. Bit of a long boy of an episode here, but I'm really digging using Get Your Time. Regular enemies can spawn additional creatures when killed. Nice. So I think what happened there was the previous... Oh, I mean, I hate this, actually. The previous thing here was the Blazing Fireballs, the Blazing Jaguars one. But because those are no longer relevant, this just re-rolled into another curse. It didn't re-roll into another dungeon-specific curse. It re-rolled into just any other one, unfortunately, there. Ah, yes. No! Lovely Eagle Temple last here. Big fan. I guess I at least thank them for helping me keep my greed kill counter there. The cadaverous infestations. Okay. They get locked in a previous room. I'm constantly expecting my attacks to be slower because I'm used to the mace right now. So I need to get reused to this. Yeah, I guess I just heal there. Extra damage against elite champions and bosses is nice, but... Okay, hang on. Then we can even get out that way. Let's do it. Blinding Greed didn't cost us too much there. In fact, it may have still ended up being overall a positive. Nice. Turn the light on basically just to get the bats to flee away from me so I don't have to deal with them personally. 9 constitution, no thank you. I'll take the HP despite the fact that the HP does nothing for us right there. Go north for a little witty bit of gold. Wow, you actually managed to make contact with me there. That sucks. Excuse me? My god, they're all being really rude right now. There you go. Get him with a good old Get Your Time. Perfect. Oh, there's more rooms down there. Hey! I would have loved this earlier on. At the moment, it means nothing to me. We're past the point where we are going to be using the greed kill counters consistently enough to want to do that. No, you'll get away from me. I'm not even going to kill you. I'm just going to leave you here to think about what you've done. Which I guess is exist. How dare you exist on my time? Alright. Hello. You gonna fire orbs at me? Well, I have news for you. You're not the only one with orbs at the moment. Set you on fire, and then get you with the orbs. There, set you on fire. By the way, thanks to Patricia for alerting me to specifically that tech that I keep trying to utilize. Why? That I keep trying to utilize recently, of rolling over the beam when I am in a position where I don't have the ability to move otherwise. No! That's what I needed to kill. Yeah, it's a Rito strat, evidently. To the beam. That's not going to count as the beam's still happening. Right? I don't need to use it. I just want the weapon to drop. Definitely get rid of Cadaverous Infestation there. By far the worst. Negative 18 corruption. Yeah, feels pretty good. That's not a great offhand for us. So yeah, we're definitely just going to destroy both of those. Head on. We're going attributes, attributes, enemy. Yeah, okay. I think the big problem right now is I'm not going to save much money for the final area. I'm kind of fine with one of my relics dying. Like, that's one of the downsides, right? Your weapon dies. No, your weapon dies. Your highest level relic dies. That was me trying to parry, by the way. This enemy attacks just a little faster than I was expecting there. Yeah, I'm going to take both of those heals just because I don't know how much I'm going to want to make greed offerings, just because I know that I am going to... sorry, gold offerings, because I know that I'm going to want to try and keep some money for the final area as well. Perfect. Alright. You stay away. Yep, I charged my attack, they charged their attack. I thought mine was going to go off first. Theirs did, though. Interesting. I definitely charged that first attack enough to hit the enemy with the charge barrage, but it didn't. So can you interrupt the charged barrage if the enemy... Hang on. If the... It stands you there for so long. If you see any sign of danger, you just need to roll as soon as you start. But does that mean that the enemy, if they are too close, interrupt the charge barrage? Just by virtue of being that close? I think I know a lot more about my allowance. Wow. Again, was trying to juke the enemy. I gotta remember all I know about the harpies here. Ari, do not juke them. You must roll. You cannot walk. I guess I could have gone to the other side, try and get a little bit of gold, but maybe if I had like a good greed kill counter, I'd do, oh, 20% more damage in darkness. Hey, that is, that's not nothing. That's far from. There are annoying things involved as well, though, which is I'm not going to be able to fight enemies I can't see yet, so I can't just open up rooms with Ket Yatam anymore. Which actually is pretty annoying. Alright. I don't know how I'm going to find time to use this in the final fight. Got him with the elemental hits there. Didn't intend to whatsoever, but it did work, so I'm not going to complain. Alright. I'm actually just going to destroy that with my heavy weapon, making this place a little bit safer for me. Beauty. Ah, thank you for finally revealing yourself. Otherwise, I would have lost my greed kills there. I don't really parry the serpents much at all. Maybe I should work on that. I also don't really take damage to them when I don't parry them, though, so maybe it's not something I need to worry about at all. And it's just like, if it's working, don't break it, you know? And then the corollary. What ain't broke, don't fix. Alright. There's our final stat bump. Gosh, I guess I may actually pay for another upgrade on Ket Yatam with my blood. Which means another curse, but the final boss does remove curses and such. Hello, Mokpal. Of course, you have floor-based traps. I will need to be very aware of when you are about to start an attack pattern. I mean, you have floor-based attacks, but you're also very slow. I actually kind of kept my greed kill counter there for a really long time. Yeah, you've got a giant delay in between your attacks, so if I just... Wow. That's so rude. Ah! There you go. If I just wait until you finish an attack and then launch my own as a response. Mayhaps? Shadow... Yeah, I need the enemies revealed, so I gotta go back and remove that shadow word. Incandescent Claws. Extra damage with the secondary pistol, but it does extra damage against elite champions and bosses as well. That's actually probably a good trade for us as well. Let's look at the other item, just in case it affects our decision here. Plus 30% on crit. Well, I'm not doing a blood offering in the next area, am I? So, Humble Tiara can go now. Nice. As it turns out, the fire relic that we saw much earlier on in the game actually would be quite useful. Couldn't have known it at the time. We've had a lot of turnover since then. Huh! Woo! Man, that was a rough ride. Made it through, took no damage. Ah, I couldn't roll out a 2. Oh my god, they're all elites? Couldn't roll out a 2 parries at the same time there, unfortunately. I can't believe that works. Plus 15 to fire attacks. No, I'll take the 300 gold. Maybe we do pay for the upgrade with money. No, we do it with curse. Yeah, we do that with curse. Alright, Ket Yatam. I've been calling it the wrong thing the whole time, haven't I? Ket Yam Yaan. Yeah, there's no second T. Ket Yam Yaan. Ket Yam Yaan. Ket Yam Yaan. Other curses are not known for as long as this one. Yeah, that's fine. It's a haven. Well, I guess I might as well drink deep because I'm getting a curse when I go into the next room anyway. Hey, we got another triggering case of the Tempest. Been a while. Excuse me. I don't know why this is happening. Please, controller. Thank you. Yeah, don't know what that curse is, I guess. Alright, so fair enough. It actually has had an impact. Okay, so it's not management of stamina difference. It's not rolling difference. I mean, it's not going to show on any of my weapon hits either. It's time to use the lesson we learned earlier about parrying this enemy. That was really cruel. I was head on with the enemies, so I couldn't actually roll behind them. Ooh. Okay, so their parry will still push them forward through that. Parried the first one, then rolled. No! Oh my god! So no matter what the distance is, they can get that parry off. That's what we've just learned there. Set him on fire. That didn't set him on fire? Excuse me? Oh my god. Again, if they're ever winding up the attack, they can connect. Gotta remember that. Okay, so you can parry the last on the 3 hit. Good information to have. So you can parry the last on the 3 hit. And the third also has good tracking, so that means if you roll the first 2 and parry the last one, you're in a pretty good position. I guess I'm just going to remove the one that I don't even know about. It's 30% to fire. Okay, that's starting to get to a good, reasonable area. I don't want to remove the damage on the heavy weapons, but this is also plus 8 dex, and 8 dex is also a lot of extra damage. 16% extra damage, right? So I'm only losing 4% on Ket Yam Yaan, and I'm getting plus 16 as well as 30, 46 on my main. So I want to take the halfway option on 2. The highest level loses 1. No, all of your weapons gain 1 level is the one I want to go for there. Destroy the 2 highest leveled relics carried. Oh my god, what are those? There goes Jaguar Claw, the one that I just picked up. As well as one of the others. If it's anything except for Glyph of Blood, I'm actually kind of okay with it. I could also just take Sashal's Confusion, but then Yatz's Balance is pretty bad for my Ketyar. Well, your lowest gains a level. Yeah, so my whip would gain that level, unfortunately. And then I'm taking 25% of health as max damage as I start. I have no anti-attrition in the middle of the fight either, so that's not necessarily great for us. All of our relics gaining a level is... It's just extra stats. That's all it is. I can take Sashal's Confusion and then probably Tamok's Instinct. 10% of max health is randomly healed or inflicted as damage. And then all of my weapons lose a level. I think I have to do that, actually. So I lost the Jaguar Claw, but yeah, we just got some extra dex, some extra constitution. Didn't also lose the one that increases the level of Yaan. That healed us, thankfully. Nice. And then unfortunately we have to desecrate the shrine. I mean, maybe I treat this as also another learning experience. When am I going to get to learn other than when I'm fighting the boss? So if I always say, well, I can't learn now, I'm fighting the boss, I'm never going to learn. So I need to learn more about parrying this enemy. Yeah, that's really bad. Them being in that corner there while that happens is just really frustrating. Managed to get out of that. Also actually managed to use Ketyar in the first section here. Yeah, we're definitely going to use it here. Don't get me wrong. This is the perfect area for Ketyar. Although, actually just using it as a heavy weapon is also really good there. Allow me to return fire. Just completely ruins me. Not seeing many opportunities there to dodge. I didn't even see the baby summoning the storm there, just because there was far too much happening on the screen at the time. And unfortunately, that then stun-locked me from everything else. Or for everything else, rather. Is that enough damage for you? Huh? Okay, light him on fire. No! I was supposed to be rolling! Can't you see that I intended to roll? Yeah, I don't think I'm making it too far in the next phase. So I might use it as the opportunity to learn how to parry that phase. Saying might, despite the fact that my mind is already made up. No! God, that happens so quickly. Good lord. There we go. First phase down. Okay, so they have a spin attack that I hadn't seen before as well. Step through attack appears to be a dodge. Okay, that roll is pretty bad, but there is a long wind-up to it to tell you to go away. Okay, that's a volley of only 2 shots. Okay, if you parry the final in that combo, you can get the weakness on the enemy. Got it. So you just roll through the start and then parry the final. 2 shots. Hey! 2 shots! So a variable amount of shots there, apparently. Yeah. Didn't have the stamina to try and roll through that. I was trying to get a sneaky Yaan over there. Did not work. Clovis Pardieu. Sorry, Clovis Pardieu. Clovis Pardieu. Champion of Death, you have champed once more. But it shall be us who champs next time. Who champs last champs the loudest. And we will be champing last. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Curse of the Dead Gods. I feel like despite not winning, this has probably been one of the biggest learning episodes in quite a while. Hopefully those lessons stay in there, in the little sieve that I call my brain, for long enough for us to utilize them in the next episode. It's always going to end in a segue. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Curse of the Dead Gods. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's a playlist in the description down below with all my content, the game, past, present, future, and hopefully we'll see you next time.